right, everyone. Welcome back to the After the Scales podcast, episode 86, presented by DJD Graphics. I'm Shaun Blight. Along with me, always, as always, is Jacob Dove. And today we've got sprint car driver who dabbles in the 360s and just came up a little bit short this year with the CRSA sprints for the 305 title. Dillon Paddock, how's it going, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's wanted to get you on here for a little bit ever since we met at Land of Legends in Canandaigua. Um, Tell us a little bit about your year. It came up just a little bit short, but I saw you win at least one race, anyways.
Yeah, this year was, I feel like I don't ever go to the year with plans or expectations other than just to, win and, have fun doing it. We committed to run the CRSA series this year, and it started in probably the worst way possible with the DNF, and then pretty much chased our tails the rest of the way through the year. Picked up some wins, and then we started getting close to the leader. I'm like, oh, we might have a chance here, and just kept working at it, and then finally, I think we got the points lead for maybe one race, and then I went to Brewerton, and then had another DNF. So, um, you know, ultimately that pretty much cost us, I think. All we needed to do was probably finish that night, have a decent finish, and obviously continue what we did the rest of the year. We ended the year strong with a win, and I don't know, I think we ended up with 6 wins with CRSA and 7 wins overall. So I'd say we learned a lot, and just hope to continue that progress that we've been making into next year.
Yeah, Dylan, in 30 features, you had 7 wins, 18 top fives, 22 top tens. You mentioned about getting that win at Outlaw Speedway. Kind of talk about that, ending the year on a good note. Not many drivers can say they, won the last race of the year. So, kind of walk us through that race in particular.
Yeah, Outlaw, that's actually one of the tracks I probably don't have the best record at. Seems like I always slip back. I started out the front row multiple times there and just never had a good finish, but a place I've always wanted to win. Actually, I believe my uncles, both of their first 360 sprint car wins came there. So to finally win there was really cool, and for it to be a big race, probably the biggest race of the year and probably the biggest race CRSA's ever had. So to end the year on that note and pick one up the place I always wanted to win was really cool. And we did it with a lot of good guys, a lot of 360 guys, come out, running really well. Kind of got to lead a little bit early and just try to control. And I probably protected. My defense is pretty good, and almost got myself in trouble there a couple times by protecting too much. But we were able to hang on and fight back and win that race. So a lot of fun.
Do you guys race at a lot of different kinds of tracks? I'm curious because I saw you run at Land of Legends and win there. Running the 305s, you got places like Ransomville and Weedsport, which notoriously get slick, and then you got like a big half mile. What's the speed like? What's the we have a lot of 360 and 410 guys on, but what's wheeling a 305 around a big track like that like?
305 racing, I mean, well, obviously our 360 finishes weren't, where we wanted them to be this year. The balance is a little bit different. Obviously, you have a little bit more power. We just need to put a full night together on that side of things. But if we continue that, with the guys I have, there's no reason why we won't, have some better results next year with that. But as far as the 305 racing goes, it's a ton of fun, with the group that we have right now. And there's guys coming from 12th, 10th, 8th to win on certain nights. And I feel like that's pretty tough to do in a 305 class. I mean, you're all pretty limited, and everyone's pretty equal. Just depends on driving, setting it up, and being in the right place on the track. But I enjoy. We go get on the big tracks, but with the 305 stuff, I like the smaller tracks. There's a lot more driving, maybe a little bit more technical. But even just when it gets like the 305 class is a lot of fun, and yeah, we really enjoy it.
When I think of New York, I think of the big block modifieds, right? So, kind of tell our viewers like how you got started in your racing and how your career has progressed into the 305s and 360 sprint car ranks.
Yeah, we're definitely a modified country. We're not, people think in New York and they definitely don't think of sprint cars. But actually, growing up, my family raced Blake and Bobby Breen. They ran 360s back in the day for quite some time, and you know, threw a lot of school things off growing up, and just wanted to go racing with them guys and be at the track. I look back at it now, I probably annoyed them guys more than anything, but it was always a lot of fun, and thank my grandpa for bringing me to all that stuff because from then on, I knew I had to race. I had to at least do it a few times, and took us a long time to get there, but we did, and couldn't be more thankful for where I'm at and the people that surround us. So, um, yeah, but speaking, being modified country, we come up here, and the 305 class is huge right now.
Mm.
360 side of things, they've kind of died down a little bit, but I think you'll see that come back with a little bit of time. And yeah, I think the CRSA series, they're probably, um, probably a more underrated series here in New York just because of the whole modified scene. But I think that class probably puts on some of the best racing in my eyes.
Yeah, I was really impressed with them. Land of Legends. Then I was at Weedsport, and that was the night where it just started raining when you guys hit the track. So I didn't actually get to see that feature, which I was kind of bummed about because like the car counts were great. The heat racing and stuff was really good. I am curious though, because I did see you race one 360 race at Weedsport. Are you looking to expand your schedule with that next year at all?
Yeah, next year, I mean, we don't really have any plans yet. Ideally, I want to race 360s. That's what I've always wanted to do. But getting into this, it's just like doing anything. The hardest part is getting started in any type of sport, and I don't think I picked an easy one to get into. So we did it the hard way, and um, but yeah, I mean, it's important. I want to be able to bring a fast car to the track every single week. And if I don't feel like I can do it at the top level, go there to win, then I don't really want to spend my time doing that. So if we can continue to build what we have, like we have in the last 3 years, and maybe get another 360 rebuilt, just keep growing in cars and parts and engines. There's no reason why we can't be racing 360s full time here in the next couple of years. So.
And between the 305s and the 360s, for the fans that might know, kind of walk us through the difference between, obviously the different horsepower, you're going faster in the 360. But as you as a driver, like what type of preparation do you go through trying to adjust from your normal, setup with the 305 and then, trying to get adjusted to the 360 more?
Yeah, I think with the 360, obviously, you've got a little bit more power, but you carry a bit more ring speed on the straightaways. Change a few things with, ride heights and a few adjustments to the shocks. Um, you know, as far as racing them, being around the other cars, I feel like I don't really notice much of a difference. But you definitely do notice, like in the corners, you carry a lot more speed into the corner, and you make a mistake, it's easier to recover and get back to that guy in front of you. We're in the 305s, you're so limited. Any mistake is
Yeah.
is a huge one, and it's a lot more costly in the 305 class. So if you have a good car in the 360 and you're moving good and you make a mistake, you're more than likely going to be able to pick that speed back up and get back to where you were. Um, but yeah, I enjoy bouncing around and doing both. Definitely want to focus on doing more of the 360 stuff, but maybe even hop in a few other cars if I had the opportunity. Obviously we're a modified country. I'd like to see what driving one of those is like. I got the hot lap Sportsman last year one time. I'm a sprint car guy through and through. I won't leave that, but I think it would be fun to experiment in a couple other cars and just see if I can, what the how versatile I can be.
Yeah, I know speaking selfishly, I'd love to see you come up here for the Nationals last weekend. Jacob and I, we've had some ESS guys on, and I become pretty good buddies with Joe Trenka and Jordan Poirier, Jordan Thomas. So we love having those guys up. It's always a fun weekend, and the party in the pits that weekend is a good time, especially when you get those Mucci Motorsports guys hanging around.
Yeah, I think that's one that's always been on my list as well. I've always wanted to race, and now that I'm actually racing, it's up there. We would have been there last year if it wasn't for um, a New York National 305 race down at Woodhull.
Yeah.
But Actually got to go to Ashweekend for the first time in a very long time this year. We ran well in the heat race and qualifying and whatnot, but we just missed it for the feature. And that was our first three, like I said, 360 race of the year. And yeah, I can't wait to go back there. The place is top notch, and Glenn and his team, they do a great job there.
Yeah, I think I only missed like two shows, and that was one of them. Like you
Yeah,
made the trip
yeah.
up, and I wasn't there for that one,
Yeah, I
so
believe that
not
was
bad.
ESS's first race of the year.
Yeah.
So Dylan, I got to ask you a personal question here, just because of your background. I see some weights back there. So are you a big, fitness or gym guy trying to train to get, in shape for your races, or just kind of a side deal?
We just try to um, keep ourselves busy and, make positive choices in the off season and, just focus on ourselves a little bit. I think that's one thing, we've been better at this year is, you know, focusing on racing more and not thinking about maybe the first drink after the race. So, I think that shows though, because we've had a lot more success this year than anything. And, we started winning races to just keep us more motivated and, really a lot of that goes to my crew guys. Like they were there for me all year. Charlie and Blake, they don't know it, but they kept my motivation probably at an all-time high, and they keep me going every race and during the week as well, and working at the shop.
And continuing with the off season thing, I know race car drivers, they say you don't get an off season. You're always working on the cars, get ready for next year. Do you have any plans, or have you done anything kind of away from the track just to kind of decompress? Do you have any like travel plans or anything this off season?
Not that I know of. I mean, we went down to Charlotte and enjoyed that
Yeah.
for a few nights, but no, we're still just working in the shop here. Got another car coming, hopefully, replacing some new things and just trying to get everything squared up for next year. I mean, we probably have one of the longer off seasons in racing, at least for myself. Getting to race 20, 30 times. New York probably has the shortest racing season, at least for sprint car guys. But yeah, just focused on next year and just to keep building. It's you never quit. You know, working on what you have and trying to make yourself and your team and your equipment better. Like there's always something to do.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but I know you're trying to develop the 360 program a little bit more. But I'd have to imagine that eventually you want to try to get into the 410s maybe one day, given the right resources and sponsorships and all that. Because obviously it takes a lot of money and effort to run the 410s and all that. So I'd have to imagine that's your end goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to race a 410, but not growing up and racing every weekend of my life. I'm already 27 years old, be 28 this year. So I mean, I don't know how late people get started, but I would love to do it. And I think, with the right equipment and getting laps under your belt doing that stuff, there's a possibility to be successful. And I can see that, but others would probably look at it and be like, you're crazy. But yeah, would love to do that someday.
Right. And Jacob and I were chatting last night. You've got a merch site available. You've still got I got some t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. If anyone wants to support you, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, we've got a few things left over here from 2025. Go check out shopdp8.com and grab yourself a shirt or a hoodie and sell us out so we can get some new stuff in this off season.
Well, before we let you go, Dylan, we do appreciate your time, but we always have our DJD Gear rapid fire segment where we fire off 10 questions for you. So just come up with the first answer that comes up. And yeah, whenever Shaun's ready, he's going to fire them off to you.
Okay. All right. Start with an easy one for you. Why the number 8?
It's my uncle Blake's car number, and he was the first uncle to quit racing, so I took it over.
All right. We always like asking this of guys from small towns. What's the best thing to do in Savannah, New York?
Um, Probably work in the shop. I mean, we have a gas station and one flashing light, so I mean, we do have a bank, but I don't think we'll be robbing that and enjoying ourselves too much.
All right.
There's really
Family
nothing.
aside, who are some of your racing heroes growing up?
Racing heroes. I mean, that's just another my uncles. I mean, I grew up watching them, and they're the ones I always wanted to be like. So I always looked up to them.
All right. What's your favorite track to race at?
My favorite race. track to race at, honestly, would probably be Weed Sport. Had a lot of fun there. I think we finished second there 3 or 4 times, and the other time a fourth. So we've got a good record there, and we always enjoy that.
All right, what's a bucket list racetrack to race at?
Easy answer is Knoxville because I've been there 100 times and lived there for a whole summer. So I'd love to race there one day.
All right, you touched on the modifieds, but if there was any kind of race car in the world that you could race one time, what would it be?
Um, Man, honestly, just a 410 sprint car. I mean, that's what that's what my life revolves around, sprint cars.
Christmas is coming around the corner, so we got some Christmas ones here for you. Favorite Christmas movie?
Always watched Griswold, or yeah, is it Griswold?
Yeah,
that one. Yeah,
Christmas Vacation. Yeah,
Christmas
yeah,
Vacation.
that's a classic.
Not the classic.
All right, if you could wish for Santa to bring you anything this year, what would it be? I have a feeling I might know the answer to this.
Yeah, a couple 360s.
Yeah, or a 410.
Yeah, or 410. Anything fresh.
All right. Your favorite Christmas time beverage sitting around the fireplace. What's your go-to?
I mean, typically the go-to drink is Crown Apple and Diet Coke. So can't
I
go
like
wrong.
that. I like that. All right, man. We really appreciate you coming on. Fun talking with you. We'll catch up with you next year. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family, man. We really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, happy holidays. Thanks for having me, and can't wait to do it again. Get to hang out with you guys next year.
Thanks, Dylan.
After the Scales is proudly presented by DJD Graphics. From commercial and personal vehicles to racing bikes and cars of all makes, models, and disciplines, DJD Graphics can fully customize your vehicle to suit your needs. For more information, contact Darren and visit his website at www.djdgraphics.com. Tell him Shaun and Jacob sent you to receive special rates.
All right. Thanks again to Dylan for being on today's podcast. We really appreciate it, and make sure to go check out his merchandise and stay tuned for maybe some more new stuff for next year. But before we conclude today's episode, we want to talk about some topics going on in the sprint car world, and also some Christmas live guests that we got coming up next week. Shaun, I know we've been kind of texting back and forth on some of the news. We saw that Scotty Thiel today on Wednesday as we're recording. Announced he's going to the World of Outlaws next year. Big news there. And then as well as Spire Motorsports officially coming out with their new Ascent program, supporting Gio Scelzi now as a sprint car driver for Spire. And then Carson Hoskovar and Tristan McKee, who are already racing for Spire. What are your thoughts about the news?
Well, you forgot the biggest news of the week, which was Donnie Schatz with CJB staying on the World of Outlaws, which I didn't see that coming. Maybe I think some other people maybe said that they did, but CJB going to be a two-car team because we learned earlier, I don't know, was it a month or so ago that Brenham Crouch was returning to High Limit with CJB. So when this news broke, I was like, oh well, what just happened? But it is a two-car team, so that's cool that Donnie is going to stay with the World of Outlaws. It seemed to be like a mass exodus of people going to High Limit. So to see that Donnie, the 10-time champ, is sticking with the series, that's pretty cool. Gio with Spire. This is probably not news to anybody. I think pretty shortly after that he started filling in for Tyler Courtney, there was rumblings of Clausen Marshall starting a second team with Gio. And then we heard that Spire was going to be involved in owning the car. So not news, but really cool because I love watching Gio race a sprint car. So we get to see that full time. And Scotty Thiel, man, that came out of the blue. I don't know what you thought, but last we saw Scotty Thiel, he was winning the GLSS 360 race at Eldora. And then shortly after that, him and that team's parted ways, and JJ Hickle drove that number 51 car. So cool news for Scotty Thiel, another rookie to add to the World of Outlaws with Ashton Torgerson for 2026.
Yeah, the big wheel making the big jump. Should be interesting to see how that team does. And I'd say probably stay tuned for some more announcements on some other drivers, either returning to the Outlaws or joining for next year for a Rookie of the Year campaign. So, the Donnie news was definitely the biggest one. Kind of forgot to mention about that. But yeah, my thoughts on that though is Donnie was hasn't been doing that well the past couple of years. Let's be honest. A lot of people thought he was going to hang it up maybe after this year, but a lot of the interviews at the end of the year is like, he just wanted to get through it, not wreck any equipment, and then try to find a ride for next year. So I'm glad he was able to, find a home with CJB, and hopefully it works out. I know he went through a lot of different teams just to finish out this year. So yeah, that adds to another great list of drivers who have raced for CJB. I mean, they've had some really cool drivers part of that program. So yeah, like you said, the Spire News wasn't really much news, but definitely cool seeing a NASCAR team get more involved with the dirt side of things. And yeah, also our buddy Danny Sams is going to be returning to Element. So congrats to Danny on being a full-time national touring driver again with the High Rollers. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, and I was just thinking with Donnie Schatz, is there a sprint car or dirt racer in general? Is there anyone who has more to prove than Donnie for next year? Like, he doesn't have anything to prove in terms of his career, but literally everyone has said that he's done. He can't do it anymore. He's not going to win anymore. So that guy is going to want to go out and have a good year next year. So I'm really interested to see how this move goes.
Yeah, definitely has a chip on his shoulder to haters wrong, and at least get one or a couple more wins before he does eventually hang it up. I know he wants to focus on making sure his nieces are coming up through the late model and sprint car ranks and get the opportunity they can get. So yeah, it should be exciting to see. And yeah, we got a lot of cool Christmas guests coming up next week for our second annual Christmas live show. Kind of want to talk about who we got coming on there. If you haven't seen our fun AI video that you put together, pretty neat that the elf kind of talk bush lattes there.
Yeah. We had Hermie the elf make the announcement from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, so we want to appreciate him for helping us out. We do have our second annual live Christmas podcast. We had a lot of fun with this last year. So our buddy Bert Clements is going to be back. He's going to be monitoring the questions that come in to our YouTube chat. So if you have any questions for any of the guests as the show is going on, he's going to be able to help us out and read those off. Our buddy Logan Rayvals, who runs super modifieds at Oswego on a weekly basis and also does the ISMA MSS winged super modified series. He's going to be co-hosting with us. So looking forward to that. We were going to have Ryan Litt on, who runs the pavement, the must-see sprints. He's not going to be able to make it. So we're working on getting someone to fill in for him. But yeah, we got Colton Bettis, who is a buddy of ours, one of our favorites. Bobby Elliott, who we've had on. Hollywood Felix Wah, he's been dying to come back on with us. We love Felix. And Justin Peck and Alex Brown, they're actually on vacation in the Bahamas. So they're going to be joining us live from the Bahamas, but they said they still wanted to come on. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm sure they'll have some rum punches or margaritas or something that they're going to be enjoying while we're chatting with them. And Mikey Leach, our buddy who just ran the Gateway Dirt Nationals, gotten to know him quite a bit the last few months. He's an absolute blast. We love hanging out with Mikey Leach. So yeah, we got a pretty good lineup. Pretty excited.
Yeah, definitely tune in on Tuesday, December 16th at 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a lot of fun, and like you said, it's going to be live. So leave any questions. Kind of like how Gateway Dirt Nationals did this year. They had the little messages on top of the board. So
we like to keep ours a little cleaner than that, though.
Yeah,
we can.
Yeah, keep it PG-13, but definitely participate. Looking forward to it, and bring your adult beverages to watch if you're 21 plus, of course.
Yeah. Well, 19 in Canada, so yeah, we can leave some wiggle room there depending on your location.
Yep. And some news that we almost forgot about was a driver that you had the chance to really get to know better this year, doing some social media stuff, photography, and that's Skylar G. Parting ways with Logan Fenton Racing came out. I believe he was at a wedding when the statement came out, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I wanted to expand on that. I know we were both kind of sad to see Logan Fenton and Skylar G part ways.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can expand on. But yeah, they were together for 4.5 years, I believe, almost 5 years. So tough to see a partnership like that come to an end. I know Logan is working on announcing a replacement driver and plans for 2026. I know that Skylar's got some plans in the works for 2026 that he's pretty excited about. So when we hear anything official, we'll obviously let everyone know what's going on there. And also want to wish happy birthday to our buddy Dylan Westbrook, Oswego Speedway champion. Once again this year, we've had him on the show. Great guy. And almost forgot, but yeah, it's Dylan's birthday today. So one of the really, really good guys in racing, and we want to give him a shout out.
Yeah, definitely happy birthday to Dylan, and really appreciate everybody for tuning in today's episode. Really looking forward to our Christmas live special. Really appreciate everybody who likes and subscribes and always shares our stuff on social media. So yeah, it's officially the off season now. The Snowball Derby's over. The Gateway Dirt Nationals is over. No more jump starts or bad officiating calls. So now we get to just chill out, relax, and look at the wall and watch paint dry until the Tulsa Shootout and Chili Bowl come around.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a slow few weeks. We will have our last show. Will be the Christmas live show for 2025. But we'll be back early in the new year because we do have the Tulsa Shootout and the Chili Bowl, and we know a bunch of the guys that are running that. So we want to stay on top of all that. So just a couple of week break for the Christmas and New Year's holidays. So we want to extend that break to everybody else too. We don't want to be bugging anybody over their holiday season. So really appreciate everyone who's been tuning in with us this year. But don't forget to tune in on Tuesday night because we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.